the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Brought to you by Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Zaxby's Friends, Family, Flavor. With your host, Chris Delambert. Only on the NFHS Network. Brought to you by New Image Media.
Leasing is the risk-free way to get a new Toyota at Pinehurst Toyota. When your lease is up, you could actually make a profit, or you can just turn it in and walk away. Plus, you can get a nicer vehicle for less money. Find out more at pinehursttoyota.com.
Legal matters involving the family can be emotionally draining, complex, and difficult for all involved. Call the highly skilled attorneys at King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm, we fight to make it right.
Welcome to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert. It is October 11th. It's been a big week of football, and we'll get to that in a little bit. First appearance of the year by Pinecrest, and there's a sort of a tie-in there. I have Chad Holderfield with me, the owner here at Pinehurst Toyota. And I say owner, you say
operating partner and general manager.
I'll stick with owner. So you played at Pinecrest back in the day, is that correct?
A long time ago, yes.
All right, what position did you play?
Played center and inside linebacker.
All right, and what was the best season you guys had? How'd y'all finish state-wise, conference-wise?
That would have been my junior year. We went to the second game in the playoffs.
Okay. All right.
Actually, third game. We lost to Garner and went in there and beat E. Smith in our second game. So.
All right, very good. You miss it?
No, these boys are too big and fast.
We were talking about that before we came on. Yeah, they make them bigger and faster every year. It's amazing, and I think we've hit the tipping point every year, and then they just get bigger, faster, stronger. Pinehurst Toyota, this is a fantastic showroom.
Well,
talk about your operation here and what separates you from the competition.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we have a great community. We have a lot of people from. Actually, we have a lot of managers that graduated from Pinecrest and Union Pines, and we have a long history of supporting our high school teams. That's something that's important to us, and so we've done that at both Union Pines and Pinecrest, and so we try to be agnostic, even though, we try to be agnostic about which team we pull for.
You didn't throw Northmore in there, but
well, it's always been Pinecrest and Union Pines.
Fair enough. So everybody's sort of panicking about interest rates right now. Have you guys been affected at all? Have you seen sales dip? Are you expecting it to trend back? What's going on?
We expect it to come back a little bit. I mean, anything that makes cars or houses or anything like that less affordable, we feel it. But we have a great. We've been here since 1986, and we have great customers, and we try to take care of them and give them the best possible service that they can have, and that's what keeps them. And we do that with sales and service. So.
All right. That's what I mean. Brand loyalty in any business. That's
right.
Where the secret is, right?
That's exactly right.
People don't get it. Take care of the folks you got, and they'll come back around.
Absolutely.
All right. Fantastic. So Pinecrest got past Lee County this weekend. Mm-hmm. Have you got a chance to go out and see a game this year?
Not this year. I did last year. We got Scotland County coming up. So let's hope we really beat those boys.
Well,
that's always a good rivalry.
Pinecrest is sort of peaking at the right time. Back when you played, what was your conference? Who was in your conference with you then?
We played most of the teams now. I think 4A division has been a little less shuffled than some of the other divisions, but Hoke County, Scotland County, Lee County. Richmond, obviously. So we the main staples that were back in the late 80s are still here today.
Got it. All right. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
No, just very happy to be supporting these boys or these young men and their program, and we appreciate you guys coming out here and doing this for them. It's a great thing you do for the kids.
We appreciate all the support that you and our other partners give to youth sports and our coverage of those sports. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Pleasure. You guys have a good one.
All right, very good.
All right.
We'll be back on the other side of the break. I think Hector's coming in from Zaxby's. We'll see you then.
We took our signature sandwich and pumped up the bass. With bacon and cheese, it's the new Signature Club, remixed by Zaxby's.
Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. From concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. The Sandhills residential and commercial builder of choice.
All right, welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show, joined by Hector, the regional marketing guru for Zaxby's. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good today, actually. It's been a good Tuesday.
Has it been a good Tuesday?
Oh, yeah.
You're actually like beaming and shining, man. It's really been a good Tuesday.
It has been, yeah. It's been busy. So I guess it's mostly that, really.
All right, you care to share what set this Tuesday apart from any other Tuesday?
Really just trying to set up a lot of things for the local schools. A lot of them trying to do catering. We used to do third parties, but it's gotten a little complicated at times, so we try to do it straight from the store. That way we're a bit more communicated.
All right.
And that way we can make things easier for everyone, really.
Easier for everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it, man. I love it. Zaxby's, what's going on right now?
Oh, you know what? I've been... every time the stores just send me numbers and stuff like that, the one thing that I know has been a hot selling ticket has been the loaded fries at Zaxby's.
Really?
Yeah, we had them promoted at some of our locations previously, but they weren't like nationwide, like a promotion on like, commercials or ads throughout. And now that they're out, I mean, they've been selling like hotcakes, man.
So the loaded fries, tell me what's on those.
So you get, it's an amount of a large fry, which is about 8 ounces. Mm-hmm. Then you get some cheese, cheddar jack American cheese. You get a bacon piece on there. You get 3 fingers sliced and diced, and then you get ranch right on top of it. And because the chicken's like hot and ready, it goes right above the cheese. It just melts right through. So it's pretty good, man.
I'm kind of digging that, man. You've got me. Now you've finally moved me past the Zax sauce popsicles. I'm still waiting on those.
Yeah, well, I haven't even heard anything about them. I think they're just gone now.
Man, dude, all you got to do is say the word. We'll make them ourselves.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so the loaded fries, man.
Yeah, those are good things. They're actually pretty good. I actually made those before they were a thing. You're in the back of the kitchen, you get a little creative when you get a little hungry.
Man, it's amazing what people in restaurants do, and they come on to the menu later on, man. I'm not saying that I invented the pepperoni crazy bread at Little Caesars. But I invented it for real long before they ever marketed it as a thing.
There you go, man.
Anyway, anything else you want to talk about, sir?
No, other than that, Zaxby's has really been, on the brinks of just, evolving. A lot of things have been changing, and, more stores opening here and there. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen.
You guys got any plans on a new location yet?
The Charlotte district, actually, Mecklenburg County.
Man, we don't care about Charlotte. Let's talk about our part of North Carolina.
We're looking at a couple of locations, but for the most part, I mean, we got a bunch of them around here.
All right, there's a lot right down the street from my house in my neighborhood. I think we could work the zoning out, man. I got a guy.
Let me know. I got a guy too.
Sounds good. All right, Hector, appreciate you hanging out with us, brother.
Appreciate you having me.
We'll see you, if not before, I'll see you on Monday when we do the Lee County Coaches Show next week.
If not Friday, I'll come by with a platter.
What?
Yeah, maybe so. Just let me know. Give me a call.
It's happening. It's happening. I'm going to call you and have you bring a couple of orders of loaded fries is what I'm going to do.
Hey, if you haven't tried it, I'll go bring you one.
All right, we'll be back on the other side of the break. I think Motto Mortgage is here. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show.
At the Shed Depot of North Carolina, we believe there's a better way to buy a shed. One where all the selection, all the quality, and all the service are in one place to make your buying experience easier. Visit our sales center located just off US Highway 1 in Sanford, or get started today at ShedDepotNC.com to view in-stock models or to design your perfect shed using our 3D design tool.
All right, we're piling you guys in today, man. What's going on in the Motto Mortgage world?
Not much. Interest rates are up.
Interest rates are up. You got any more good news?
Well, they have to go down eventually.
All right. Now, you talked. We talked last week. You've got a package or a product to beat that, the 2-1. Talk about that.
Yeah, so we would not encourage anyone now to buy down their rate permanently. I think it's a bad investment. They're looking at rates being in the mid-4s next year. So if you need to buy your rate down now, we're suggesting the 2-1 temporary buy down. So it would buy down your rate by 2% the first year, 1% the second year. During that period, you'd be able to refinance.
And you said something interesting. I haven't been paying close attention, but you say that interest rates project to be down in the 4s again next year.
In the mid-4s, that's what they're projecting.
Okay.
Next year.
And what's that based on? Any ideas?
Ideas bigger than me. That's just these are the projections by the big dogs up in New York and places like that.
Well, I mean, I think, not to nerd out too bad, but they got to get inflation under control. And, one of the first tenets of macroeconomics, if there's too much growth or inflation, raise interest rates and it'll slow it down. So it'll, they come back and forth. But, yeah, we're still, relative. I was talking to my mother the other day, and she's like, dude, I'm tired of hearing about interest rates. My first house I financed at 13.5. So everything is in perspective. I think we just got accustomed over the last, 12 years or so of these rates being at all-time lows. It'll bounce back. Everything's going to be fine, right?
Yeah, I think so. We put in 3. My wife's a real estate agent, and so she put in 3 offers today. People, they understand that this is, historically, these are low interest rates.
Okay. So you're not concerned?
Not concerned at all.
If you're not concerned, I'm not concerned.
Good.
Sounds good. You going to come see the Richmond game this weekend?
Absolutely.
All right. So what you need to do, man, is come by the booth.
Okay.
We'll be up in the press box. We'll go live with the pregame show at about 7:10. Come on out and you can give us a prediction. Talk all the yak you want. You made a prediction last week and almost got burnt. You said 70-0. Union Pines, up until the end. They played a good ball game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, come hang out with us, man. We'll be there. We're on site for the Richmond Lee County game this weekend. I'm fired up about it.
Good. I'm glad you are.
I have a prediction that you're not going to like.
What?
I'll save it for pregame on Friday night.
All right. Well,
I think Lee County's going to get up
now.
Go ahead.
I'm going, and you're going to be shocked by this. Richmond 70-0.
So that's just your go-to, right?
No, that's just what it's going to be.
70-0 against Lee County. They could play them 1,000 times, never beat them 70-0.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Bordeaux's a Richmond County guy.
I get it, but you're acting like he's going to tank and roll over.
He might want to. He has some loyalty back to Richmond County.
Yeah. He actually. So fun fact. He's chasing his 50th win at Lee County this weekend, as he was last weekend. It didn't work out that way, but there's some controversy because he's sitting on 49 at Lee County. He actually has a win as the head coach at Richmond.
Yeah.
So
I remember that.
Yeah. So the question is he at 49? Is he at 50? He says he doesn't care. So we're all arguing on his behalf to see if does that count or does it not. So.
It would be perfect for him to get that at Southern Lee.
Well played. All right, hey, it was good seeing you. And I'm serious. Come on by and see us on Friday night. We'll be there. I am fired up about that game. I think it's going to go a little bit differently than Lee County Pinecrest, but we'll see. We'll see.
Lee County turned the ball over a lot.
But yeah. But I do have to say, Pinecrest is trending in the right direction. I think they've gotten better, and that's a good ball club. That is a really, really good ball club, and nobody's going to want to come see them come November.
I want Richmond County to see them in November. That'd be a great game.
Okay.
I'd love to see Lee County state champion, Richmond County state champion.
Man, I'm down for that 100%. I'm with it. All right. See, we're on the same wavelength. I love it, man. All right, we'll be back on the other side. I think Coach Ryan Giggy is here for Union Pines. I don't know when the last time he was on the show was. It seems like a million years ago. But you're watching Zaxby's Coaches Show. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. From concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. The Sandhills residential and commercial builder of choice. Jen Ritchie and her staff at Everything Pines can show you all the Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen, and Bass have to offer. A trusted real estate professional with over a decade of experience. Each client receives a customized marketing plan featuring professional photography, drone footage, and floor plans designed just for them. For more information, go to everythingpinespartners.com and check out one of the hundreds of reviews. Everything Pines, showcasing the Sand Hills.
All right, welcome back to Toyota Pinehurst. We are live on location. This is the Zaxby's Coaches Show, and the first of our coaches is here. Not Jason Trousdale, Ryan Giggy, who is a much better looking guy. He is the offensive coordinator. This is year
This is year 3 for me at Union Pines.
You sure it's only 3?
Well, once COVID happened, I lost track of everything.
I know, right? There were 2 seasons. It seemed like one. It was kind of messed up. If you were to describe your offensive philosophy to somebody that had never watched your ball club play, what would you describe it as?
I would tell somebody that asked me about our offensive philosophy that we want to play fast and we want to play physical. Now, when we play fast, that doesn't mean we're always going to be up-tempo. That'll be contingent on the opponent, but we're going to line up, know our assignment, we're going to fly off the ball, and we're going to lay the lumber down on you, and we're going to line up and do it again and again and again. And if we take care of the ball, we're putting up points.
Okay.
That's our philosophy.
I think any coach on either side of the ball ultimately wants to get to the point where they have their system and players just kind of churn through and they, fall into roles within that system, but that doesn't necessarily work out. How much of that drives your philosophy versus trying to find ways to fit the skill set of the guys that you have at your disposal?
I'd say that when you're designing an offense or trying to figure out what your philosophy will be with a group of kids, you have to establish what your identity is. Do you want to establish the running game to set up the pass, or do you want to have RPOs? Do you want to be more wide open and spread? And that's contingent on the kids that you have. So you have to look every year at your personnel and make a determination about what your strengths are, identifying your weaknesses, and finding ways to build your offense around those strengths. And right now, offensively for us, we're lucky to where we have a very experienced offensive line, and they've really taken it upon themselves the last 2 weeks to put the team on their back and to really help us establish more consistency up front. And we're blessed with a lot of skilled players right now, and you've seen where we've been throwing the ball quite a bit more than we did last year and even earlier this year. And we've been driving the field more consistently. And we've made some minor adjustments to what we started off with at the start of the year because we just kind of saw where we were weaker and where we were stronger, and we modified to still fit within what we want to do, which is to run the ball first, to set up big plays downfield, and to be consistent in driving down the field.
All right, so you said something interesting I was thinking about earlier. So you guys are throwing the ball more effectively at this point. You're working with a quarterback who's sort of in year 2+, because he got some reps as a sophomore. You've got him to the point where you're executing the passing game, getting the ball down the field a little bit, and you've got a handful of games with him, and then you got to move to the next guy.
Right.
That's kind of the frustration of a high school coach, isn't it? That's how that works.
Yeah, it's always the next man up mentality, though, whether you're a player or a coach. You always have to realize that football's not forever, and you just have to maximize the time you have with your kids when you have it. And then you're always developing the next guys, and you're building everything around their skill sets. What we're doing on offense this year won't be the same, in the coming years, because the skill sets of our up-and-coming quarterbacks are just different than Ben.
Got it. Speaking of skill sets with quarterbacks, if I gave you the choice, you're an offensive guy, it's your life. You know more about football and offense than I'll ever know. If I gave you the choice between the best dual-threat quarterback in the region and the best pocket passer in the region, which one would you want to run your offense with?
I'm going to pick the dual threat kid just because it gives you more options for run and pass.
All right, very good. We're going to take a break, and we're going to bring some players out and give away some hardware. You ready for that?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll take a quick break. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show. We'll be back on the other side.
Buy your next new or used car the way you want to buy with the Pinehurst Toyota Smart Buy program. Visit PinehurstToyota.com and choose or build the vehicle you want. Try the Pinehurst Toyota Smart Buy. It's the easiest way to buy your next new or used car.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Visit Randy and Jill Saunders or Kathy Thompson in Southern Pines or Seven Lakes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
If you've been injured in a car crash, the personal injury lawyers at King Law Firm will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm, we fight to make it right.
Every club in America, we'll finish the conversation out there, every club in America played that at closing time. So, yeah, Semisonic running through the PA here. Coach, you got your offensive and defensive players of the week, a couple of mainstays. You want to introduce these fellas?
Absolutely. So our offensive player of the week was our quarterback, Ben Finkelstein, number 9. True leader of our football team, hands down the hardest worker on the team, leads by example, dual threat guy, understands the entire offense, knows what grass we're trying to attack on every play call. If there's any confusion, he saved the day, cleaned it up in the huddle. He's rallied the guys when adversity has struck, and you couldn't ask for a better young man to be the quarterback for this football team. For Defensive Player of the Week, we got number 22, defensive end, linebacker, H-back, wherever you put him, he's going to be a playmaker, Damon Bremer. Just a tremendous young man as well, very intelligent, just understands the game. You ask him to do something, he's going to get it done right away. You explain the fundamentals to him, it's going to be done perfect right away. I mean, he's just the type of kid that coaches dream to have on their football team. You just tell him once, he's going to get it done, and it's going to look beautiful. And he's actually around the top 2 or 3, I believe, in the conference for sacks right now. So he's up there as a stat leader on the defensive side of the ball, and we're very lucky to have him on our football team.
All right, how many sacks you got?
Right now, looking at 7.
All right. Do you know if you're second or third in the conference?
I looked yesterday, and as of yesterday, I was tied for first.
All right.
There we go.
All right. Go ahead and win that title. All right. Good stuff. Tell me something about Coach Giggy I don't know.
Oh, boy.
I'm sure you've spent more time with him than you even care to. Tell me something I don't know.
We'll go with he's an excellent history teacher. You probably don't know that.
Okay. All right.
That.
What's his favorite era?
I've never had him, but
okay.
if I had to guess,
You got to nail this, Ben. Game's on the line.
I'm going to go World War II era.
He's very close. I'm a Cold War guy.
All right.
So we'll lump it in. We'll say it's half
It's
right.
hard for me to even think about Cold War as being, history because I lived it. So anyway, guys, we were scoreboard watching the entire second half, and we thought you guys were going to pull it out of the hat. What went well?
I feel like in the beginning, we started out with the score. We took the kickoff. We scored with that, and we had a great defensive stop. We had all the momentum, and then we made a mistake. They came back, made the score 6-7, and then they started putting some more points on the board. We came back, start of the second half. We made the score closer. We got it to 20-15. We were going to get there, but again, little mistakes. They build up and they make it so it's just out of reach.
All right. Tell me about this weekend. How's this going to go?
Well, it's a must-win game for us if we want to get into the playoffs. So
it's a big statement.
Yep. Yeah, we gotta put everything on the table and just
So what does Southern bring to the table? What do you guys see? Either one of you. Well, I'm gonna go with you because on offense, these guys got playmakers all over the place. The focus has got to be just keep those guys in front of you, right?
Right.
Does that change what you do? Does it change the way you approach games? I mean, because if these are the type kids out there on that offense, they're not particularly big. Not a whole lot of guys going to run over you. But if you miss a tackle, they'll make you pay. Does that change your thought process, or are you just going out and doing your thing?
Well, I mean, against every opponent, we have to make sure that we have sound tackling, and we have to make sure that we can do our jobs. What varies with each opponent is who is going to be a problem for us on both offense and defense. So, game planning this week, we've got our guys that we're going to key in on, But I mean, other than that, we're just gonna have to play sound football. You know, being able to hit your targets, being able to do your responsibilities and just do what you can do and trust that the other 10 guys on the field can do what they're supposed to do. That's what's going to allow us to win.
That's the key to defense, isn't it, Coach? Making sure you trust the guys and you're not trying to do too much, right?
No, absolutely, and it's the same with offense. We've been telling the guys this week that you got to do your 1 of 11. You know, you got to do your job, focus on your responsibility, and trust that the guys around you are going to do the same thing. So I don't think it matters what side of the ball or even on special teams. You're 1 of 11. Do your job to the best of your ability. Stay within, you know, your assignment. Execute your job within the game plan, and everything should fall in place. And then when adversity strikes, you just got to be an encourager. You know, you can't hang your head. You got to continue to lift each other up, and that's something that the past couple weeks in particular we've seen from our guys is we're starting to see that culmination of 1 of 11 starting to happen more and more consistently. But when adversity's hit, we've loved each other up and kept our heads in the game and just tried to lift each other up. Excuse me.
All right. Very good, guys. Anything you want to add?
I think we're all good. I did want to, no offense, you said Southern. We're playing Hope this week.
My bad. Same statement, though.
Yeah.
Guys, it'll get past you. Thanks for correcting me.
Yes,
I'm old. It's been a long day, and this is live TV.
I don't blame you, Coach.
All right. Hardware. Make sure we got the right trophies. Legacy Construction Offensive Player of the Week.
Thank you.
And a $25 Zaxby's gift card to go with. And Coach, you don't need to hand it to him. He can pick it up. He's a big, strong guy.
Yeah, I know. He's stronger than I am.
Defensive Player of the Week. How many of those is that for you?
This season, 2.
How many total?
4.
How many you got?
3 this year.
3 this year. Any last year?
1 last year.
All right, so you guys are tied at 4, right? A couple weeks, see which one you guys pull ahead. I'm digging it. All right, cool. Coach, anything you'd like to add before we take a break and bring your scholar athlete out?
No, I just really appreciate you having us on every week and for getting our kids some exposure and just taking the time to cover us week to week. It really means a lot.
It's a pleasure doing it. We're privileged for real to be able to do this. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the Union Pine Scholar Athlete of the Week.
"90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank."
All right, welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show, our last segment with Union Pines this week. Coach, the Union Pines Scholar Athlete. This is where you roll the guys out that have the GPA that's like 7.6. What's your GPA?
3.8.
3.8. All right.
Well, our scholar athlete's also a heck of an offensive lineman and defensive lineman for us, Will Whitaker. Will's been giving me a hard time. This is my first year coaching the OL, and he said a couple weeks ago, he said, Coach, ever since you took over the OL, you've been getting mentally fat. And so I know he meant it as a compliment, but at least I'm not physically fat, Will. I appreciate that. But anyway, Will Whitaker, scholar athlete, just a tremendous young man, really involved in some things at the school like FFA. He's trying to really reflect the idea of being a servant leader. And that's who he is. And he just does so many wonderful things, both in the classroom, in our community, and as a football player and a leader on that offensive line. And I'm just thankful to have been able to be your coach this year.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Wow. All right, so FFA, I went to high school in Texas. FFA was a huge thing, and everybody in the FFA had to raise at least one animal Do you have to do that here in North Carolina? You don't raise an animal?
Not on my own. I mean, we've got like goats, cows, and all that in school. But
all right. You guys do any goat milk, goat cheese? What do you do with your goats, I guess is
feed them, just kind of take care of them. We just had some turkeys that we kind of sent off to the state fair. They get judged.
No, that's cool. Okay, all right. So you guys, in Moore County, man, there's several goat farms out there that do goat cheese and stuff like that. My wife goes to each one of them, and we get all the goat cheese, man. I don't know.
I love goat cheese.
I know, right? It's amazing. But you guys don't go do goat cheese, huh?
Not that I know of.
All right.
They might do. I don't know.
All right. Can I borrow a goat or two, come clean up my backyard every once in a while?
You're going to have to talk to the other ones about that.
All right. So what are your plans post-high school?
Once after high school, I plan to go to Sandoz for 2 years.
Okay.
I want to get a criminal justice degree, but while I'm there, I'll probably be taking more of a firefighter academy.
Okay.
I plan to do that as more of a
So
volunteer.
Okay.
And then do it full-time, something in law enforcement full-time.
All right, very good. If I do a crime, man, I hope you don't show up. You're too big to be fooling with. Well, but you know, I'm a lawyer, so we can still be friends. I promise. Okay, we're good. I'm a family attorney. I don't fool with cops. All right, Coach, you got a great group of young men. I know it's tough to kind of pluck everybody y'all bring on here. You just sing the praises of. It's because it's a good group of folks. Right. We love coming out to camera, and we love the group of guys you guys have got assembled out there. Best of luck against Hope County this weekend.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
And then we have to have a conversation about that other thing we were talking about.
Yeah, off camera.
All right, very good. All right, I'm Chris Delambert. We will be back, and for the first time this year, we will be joined by Pinehurst. I'm kind of fired up about that. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show.
We took our signature sandwich and pumped up the base. With bacon and cheese, it's the new Signature Club, remixed by Zaxby's.
Legal matters involving the family can be emotionally draining, complex, and difficult for all involved. Call the highly skilled attorneys at King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm. We fight to make it right.
Leasing is the risk-free way to get a new Toyota at Pinehurst Toyota. When your lease is up, you could actually make a profit, or you can just turn it in and walk away. Plus, you can get a nicer vehicle for less money. Find out more at PinehurstToyota.com.
We have a home at 225 Sainsbury Place.
Bring it.
We have automobiles.
Bring it. I have golf clubs. Bring it.
We have a trampoline.
Bring it.
I have jewelry.
Bring it. For all your home, auto, life, all your insurance needs, give us a call at 919-774-4440.
Come see us in person, 1720 West Edward Drive in Sanford, right beside Dexter Steakhouse.
North Carolina Farm Bureau is a proud sponsor of
Scholar Athlete of the Week Award.
All right, Zaxby's Coaches Show. We're back. We expanded the format. And, Coach, I'm going to put pressure on you. You guys are here this week. We would love to have you guys be here every week so we can give some hardware, talk a little football, recognize your players. What do you say?
I think we can do that. I just got to get permission from my wife. I got 4 kids at home. She said I got to come home at some point in time.
Yeah, fair enough. I hear the same thing. I got to drive all the way back to Sanford. So,
right.
Hey, I got to tell you something. I was wildly impressed with Pinecrest this weekend. You guys, the record didn't kind of tell the tale, I think, and having watched some cut-ups, watched some telecasts, I think you guys are trending upward. But what impressed me the most, and we'll talk about where you came from and the rest of that, but I want to get this out first, was the level of preparation you guys obviously had in place, given that this is year one and there's all the headaches and hiccups that come with that. For you guys to show up and be prepared for just about everything Lee County did, I thought was particularly impressive, so kudos.
Thank you.
The second thing is you came to Pinecrest this year from Crest, and I was just having a conversation the other day with somebody that was telling me that of all the programs in the state of North Carolina, Crest is the #1 school in terms of being football royalty in the state of North Carolina. I was like, hold up, man. I can think of a couple, but he was arguing me down.
Right.
What's your take on that?
Well, I mean, at Crest, I was there 5 years, and it's definitely football country. So is here. We had a great 5-year run there. We had some good players, had some good coaches, competed against a lot of great teams. But you do the same kind of here. I wouldn't have come here if I didn't think I was going to get some of the same situation. I was at Richmond County early in my career for 9 years. So, kind of been to quite a few historic programs here in North Carolina. So, but, I don't know I think Chris is up there for sure. I don't know if they're the top, whatnot. So I'll probably get in trouble for saying that, but that's okay.
All right. So you were at West Montgomery before Crest, right?
Correct. Yeah, I took my first head coach job at West Montgomery.
And I'm going to tell you that looking at the run of success you had there at West Montgomery, it was almost like Madden numbers, where it's like, they won every conference game and on. I think you won your last 32 straight conference games there, or some nonsense like that. 2 state championships, is that correct?
Played for 2 state championships.
Played for 2 state championships. Who got you?
First year in 2013, James Keenan, and then in 2016, Wallace Rose Hill.
Man.
So,
I want your perspective, and I'm not looking to try to bait you into saying something controversial or anything like that, but we've talked a lot on the telecast, a lot on the coaches show with other coaches. The alignment with the 3A, 4A that the state went to two years ago during this last cycle, where we got split conferences all over the place. You have seen what it's like at a small school with West Montgomery.
Yep.
You now play in a conference where you are the big guys in that conference playing against some 3A teams. I have had a million conversations with the coaches at that are on the bottom end of that, and they all say the same thing. They're like, hey, you're going to play the teams in front of you. We like the challenge, on and on and on. But at the end of the day, it's a very tough road for them to hoe.
Right.
What is your perspective, without getting yourself in trouble? I'm not trying to do that. What do you think about when you think about the split conferences? Would you prefer to play all 4A teams and maybe feel a little bit more, tested going into the playoffs? Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think, this was set before me, but our non-conference schedule is really good. It kind of helps us with Roseville and Grimsley and, all those guys, playing in the league that we play in, I think, I played at West Montgomery. We used to play 3A schools. I think some 3A schools are better than 4A schools, so I want to play good competition. Lee County's got a good football team. We were excited to go play them the other night. There's some good 3A football teams in this conference, Scotland and all those guys, and then obviously there's some good 4A teams. So I don't really get caught up in the number of what they are. I like playing a high-quality football team. I don't care if they're 4A, 3A, whatever, because that's going to get us ready for, down the road in the playoffs.
Okay, and speaking of playoffs, your coach speak me and tell me next game on the calendar is most important. We're the week by week, but at this point, you guys have gotten yourself to a position you could lose out and you're still going dancing. That's not going to happen. You guys are going to be fine. But at what point during the season, this isn't your first rodeo, do you start looking and sort of moving pieces around with anticipation of playing postseason football in terms of reps for guys, managing injuries, the rest of those things? When does that light switch sort of get flicked?
Well, probably about midway through the season. We've had some injuries. We weren't at full strength Friday night. We're getting closer to being at full strength. And, I want to be playing our best football week 7, week 8, week 9 going into the playoffs. So we'll move some pieces around. We've done that, and anybody that's followed us a little bit has seen some guys stepping in for people with injuries and whatnot. So those guys are gaining experience, which is just going to help us down the road. So that's kind of happening. About middle of the season on, once you kind of figure out what you are, what you're good at, and you place those pieces where they need to be.
All right. So speaking of pieces and injuries and guys stepping up, I don't think anybody that hadn't been paying very close attention to Pinecrest envisioned a sophomore starter at tailback that was going to put up 100 yards at Lee County. Is that a product of, have you been holding on to as a secret weapon, or what happened with that? And I guess my big question is, you've got a nice stable of backs right now. How do you manage carries, and is it a matchup thing from week to week where you're like, this is why this guy will get more touches here, or is it just sort of whoever's got the hot hand? How do you manage that?
Well, speaking of Zamir, you mentioned the sophomore. We knew what we had. He's been playing a lot of defense. Him and Jalen Morgan, who had a big night against Richmond running the football. They've been playing a lot of defense. We knew we had them kind of in our back pocket. They've been practicing running back all year long. But when we needed them, of course, when Seagraves went down, we needed those guys, and they continue to get better and better each week with those opportunities. And, of course, Brandon Hackett coming over, done a good job too. But, it ain't about managing. It's about kind of who's got the hot hand. And the offensive line's done a tremendous job. It don't matter who you put back there. If you don't block for them, they're not, they're not going to get any yards. But those kids have with the repetition have gotten better and better each and every week. And, glad to have all of them, because in a tough conference like this, it's hard hitting and physical. And then going into the playoffs, you're going to need those guys. You're going to need every single one of them. And, they don't have any egos. This one might get 15 carries this week. This one might get 15 carries the next week. It just, as long as we win, that's what their goal is, and that's what our program's goal is.
Okay, so this should be in year one. You came to a program, when you think about Chris Metzger and his legacy here, where you had, the same tight offense, running that veer option look. That's obviously not what you're doing. At this point, 2/3 of the way through your first season, how much of your own stamp do you have left to put on this team and sort of the philosophy on both sides of the ball?
Well, we're still kind of a work in progress. We're still adding things and seeing what we're good at and getting better at, stuff offensively, defensively. So I don't know how much we got left. Depends on how much the kids can handle, going forward. They've been able to handle a lot, to be honest with you. I'm much further along in my first year at Pinehurst than I was at Crest and at West Montgomery. And I think that goes back to, if you talk about offensively, we've got a veteran offensive line that came back that had a lot of experience from the year before. So the more you can put on those guys, the more you can do with the back end guys, at quarterback and at running back, if they can handle and protect and block. So that, I lay a lot on been asked that many times, that our offensive line has done so well and it can handle so much that we've been able to put a little bit more in. But, I'd say we're probably maybe 2/3 of the way. We still adding some things and trying to get better at some things and holding some things back that we maybe hadn't shown, throughout the season that we've been practicing.
Okay. What's this Friday night look like for you guys?
Florida, Scotland County. They're very good. Coach Bailey does a great job with them. They got athletes everywhere. Play physical defense, run around, fly around. Got some good quarterback that threw for a buku of yards last year and has done the same thing this year. Tough running game like Scotland County always has. I coached in this league from 2002 to 2011 when at Richmond County. And it's the same Scotland County teams that I used to see them in. So they're a good football team. We've got to work cut out for us.
All right, well, the Scotland County team, they're going to come out, they're going to throw the ball around, they're going to try and score 1 million points,
Right.
turn it into a track meet. You going to put your track shoes on and try and run with them, or you going to try and slow it down and limit possessions?
We'll do whatever it takes to win.
Fair enough. All right, even a fake punt up a couple touchdowns late?
Well, you don't ever know what might come about.
The only thing that surprised me about that fake punt is y'all put it on tape. I'd have been holding on to that, man, but you know better than I do. All right, Coach, we'll be back on the other side. We'll give away some hardware. We'll have the Pinecrest Players of the Week on offense and defense. You're watching Zaxby's Coaches Show.
Legacy commercial and residential construction. From concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Legacy commercial and residential construction. The Sand Hills residential and commercial builder of choice.
All right, welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm joined by some players. Coach, let's start with the offense and defensive players of the week. This is the Legacy Construction Players of the Week trophy for offense and defense. Who we got?
We got Zamir Spencer, who's our was starting running back the other night, ran for over 100 yards, a couple touchdowns. Got Jaden Baptist, outside linebacker, got an interception the other night, and a buku of tackles like he always does. These guys kind of led the way for us against Lee County the other night.
So talking about let's go to you first. So you come out there, you go into Lee County. They don't give up 100-yard rushing easily. You came in, you almost matched your season total in carries on Friday night, did you not? Did you know before Friday night you were going to walk out of there with 17 or 18 touches?
No, sir. I just got to have the opportunity. I didn't touch it. I didn't do what I could do.
All right, now I'm going to tell you what I saw. watching tape, getting ready for the telecast. I hadn't had a chance to see you guys yet, so I did watched a lot of cut-ups, watched some rebroadcasts, some games, looking at things, and I thought, man, this Pinecrest offense is good, but all these missed tackles. And then I watched you play Lee County, who I watch all the time, who doesn't miss tackles like that. And I'm like, what's up with these missed tackles, man? And I guess got to attribute it to good, hard running. Talk about your running style and what you think as you're picking the ball. What's going through your head?
I know I have to follow the blockers, get what I can get, give 100%, run my hardest.
All right, if you were to compare yourself to a back, college, pro, who would you say your running style is most like? Who? Okay, all right. You got to get a whole bunch more piercings, man. If you're going to be like Alvin. All right.
More hair, right?
Yeah, right? I like the comparison. Mr. Batiste, talking to Lee County coaches, talking to players, talking to folks, there was a feeling that, the score ended up 40-23. Maybe wasn't as bad as that. There were a couple plays in the game, but probably the biggest play of the game was your pick because the momentum seemed to be swinging. Lee County was moving the ball again. Yeah. There were 2 turnovers, and it might have been successive drives. Your pick. Tell me what you guys went into that game thinking you could do on defense, what you did well, and what you think you could have still improved on.
Well, when we went into the game, I was just telling everybody, let's just go in the game. First of all, you don't talk down on your opponents. Don't matter how good, how trash, no matter. Coaches told us that at the beginning of the season. No, never talk down because they can easily pop out on us. I told them, let's just go in this game, do what we came to do. And that's what we came to do. And we went into the half, and I got the interception. Like you said, the momentum was shifting their way. They were starting to get good drives. So when I got the interception, it bounced back on us, and we all got that bye, and we all went back. And we all started having fun. And it's all about having fun. And we still have stuff to work on, if you check our film, we missed some tackles. So we wasn't there on some stuff. We messed up some plays. And coach have us run for that when we mess up our plays. But what we can work on is really our discipline and us controlling ourselves. Like, as y'all can see, sometimes we be blurting out. We getting flags and we having ridiculous flags, and we just have to work on that on our own.
All right, so you guys have got a good, stable running backs led by this gentleman right here. Have you faced a running back yet this season that's as good as the top couple of running backs at Pinecrest?
No.
Well, all right. Can't ask for more than that. Guys, these are your Legacy Construction Players of the Week trophies and a $25 gift card. As Zaxby's to go with it, my personal suggestion would be the loaded fries. That's where it's at. Also, check the app because they always have buy one, get one, stuff like that going on in the app. So it's cool. But congratulations, guys. I'm sure it's the first of many. Coach, your Special Teams Player of the Week, and this is a brand new award. Lamco is the sponsor. You guys are going to be the first recipient, but henceforth, Lee County, Union Pines, Southern Lee, and Pinecrest, assuming you guys get back in here and make a regular thing, we'll be doing a Special Teams Player of the Week as well. Who we got with us, Coach?
We got Cohen Martinez. He plays on a lot of our special teams, and one of the things that we noticed on film when our coaches voted, he was first run down on kickoff. I think we had a little pop-up kick to the right, and they were working back across the field, and he got there and tackled the guy on about 25-yard line, and that really stands out to us. Somebody that's busting their hump. He plays defense for us too, plays safety, but is asked to do those things on the special team and does a fantastic job.
All right, so one of the things that we noted is with Lee County, they oftentimes line up B.J. Brown and Kendall Morris, 2 dynamic athletes back there, and most teams are afraid to kick to them. You guys didn't hesitate and did what you did, and the fact that you had that kind of confidence in guys like this to run down there and make the tackle, and I don't remember a significant return in the kicking game for them, so well done by you and your squad. Kickoff coverage. How hard is it not to peek left and right every once in a while to be worried? Because that is the one team on a football field where you're liable to get your helmet knocked off, right?
I don't think it's not hard. You gotta know your job. You gotta really go down there. Kickoff is this is where momentum really starts. This is where you can get a really big play at the beginning of the game and set the vibe. Like Jay was saying, set the vibe early. So if you can go down there, deliver a big blow, or make a tag on a 20-yard line or something, that's huge. Gets guys going. So I'm not really worried about guys coming to hit me. If they do, they do.
Okay.
It's part of the job.
All right, I want to ask you guys, you can tell me honestly. So this last season, when we realigned and it was a 3A, 4A conference, there was a lot of grumbling by the 3A schools. This, we have to go play Richmond. We have to play Scotland, who just came back down to 3A. This year, Richmond got out of the gate slow. You guys sputtered a little bit, even though you're playing real good teams, and people were looking at the records, and there were some rumblings, and they're talking about, well, maybe Lee County and Scotland might be the best two teams in this conference. Mm-hmm. You knocked one of them off. Yeah. Are you thinking about that when you roll into Scotland?
Yes, sir. I'm just saying, us rolling into Scotland Friday, I'm rolling in like I'm ready to knock somebody's head off. It don't matter the score. It don't matter how the score is looking. I'm going to just keep going until that thing buzz. Until it reaches 0.
I appreciate your candor, sir. That was all right there. Hey, guys, good luck this weekend. Here's to hoping you run the table. State championship in the future?
Yes, sir.
I like that. I like that. All right, Coach, anything you'd like to add?
No, just glad to have these guys and excited for our program. They're doing a great job representing Pinehurst football.
All right, guys, it's been fun. Appreciate you having you all out. We'll be watching the scoreboard on Friday night. I'll be in Lee County. We've got a crew down there with Union Pines at Hope County. We'll be back on Monday after that with the Lee County Coaches Show. We'll be back somewhere in Southern Pines with the Moore County Coaches Show. And then by Wednesday, I get to rest and chill out for a couple days before Friday we kick back up again. All right, this has been the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Coach Nick Eddins, your initial appearance. I hope you had fun.
I did. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We will see you on Friday night, 7:30 kick. Oh, snap! You're right. Trying to do this too fast. That's cool because we're a couple minutes early anyway. I take all of that back. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back. We almost left out the scholar athlete for Pinecrest. I don't know what I was thinking about. We'll see you on the other side.
Jen Ritchie and her staff at Everything Pines can show you all that Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen, and Bass have to offer. A trusted real estate professional with over a decade of experience. Each client receives a customized marketing plan featuring professional photography, drone footage, and floor plans designed just for them. For more information, go to everythingpinespartners.com and check out one of the hundreds of reviews. Everything Pines, showcasing the Sand Hills. Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. From concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. The Sand Hills residential and commercial builder of choice.
All right, welcome back. My apologies. I tried to cut you out of it, man. Coach, we've got the scholar athlete for Pinecrest this week. You got a sophomore that's got an interesting combination of skills. Talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, we got Will Miller, who does a great job kicking for us. He's also a linebacker for us, and obviously if he's a scholar athlete, he does a fantastic job in the classroom. So glad to have Will on our football team and representing our team and our community.
All right, I got a question. Are you a kicker that plays linebacker, or are you a linebacker that kicks?
Well, at the start of the season, I like to think of myself as a linebacker who did a little bit of kicking, but with an injury, I'm now more of a kicker currently. But in the future, I hope to get back more linebacker.
Where does the skill set come from? You a soccer player? Have you been a football kicker? You've been to camps and done all that? Where's the skill come from?
I played 4 sports for most of my life: soccer, baseball, basketball, and of course football. I played a lot of football in elementary school and then coming up through middle school, and I've just always I don't know, played well.
All right. So what position did you play in soccer?
I played midfield a lot.
Okay, so you still play soccer?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore?
Not anymore.
Coach won't let you, huh? Those fall sports. So you're still a couple years away from graduation, but what if you were to look into the future right now with what you're doing in the classroom, what do you see as your future?
I hope to maintain my high GPA, and I want to definitely complete a lot more AP courses so I can show that I showed rigor with my academics, so I can get into colleges in state or out of state.
All right, if you were going to pick one school to get into, what would it be?
Yale.
All right, I like that. Wow, what would you study?
Business.
Come on, go to law school. Go to law school. Yeah, no. So business at Yale, you could do a lot worse. I'm going to be pulling for you, and we'll be watching you over the next couple of years. Coach, anything you'd like to add?
Will does a great job for us, not only on the field but in the classroom, and glad to have him. And he's dealing with a little bit of knee injury. It's kind of kept him off the field as far as linebacking goes, but he was starting linebacker for us then. So, we look to get him back in that role soon and just keep doing what he's doing. He keeps improving and keep our team GPA up.
All right, very good, very good. I mean, it's nice to have a kicker, man, when it comes to covering the kicks.
Yeah.
Because, I love it, man. I love it. All right, we were premature the last time. This time we're out of here for real, Coach. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming out. We'll see you soon. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all of our awardees. And, again, we will see you Friday night. I'll be on hand in Sanford at Lee County as they host Richmond in a huge matchup. We'll have our eyes on you guys. You in Laurinburg?
No,
you're at home.
Yeah.
All right. So Pinehurst, what time's kick?
7:30.
Folks who want tickets, can they get them at the gate? They need to get them ahead of time. GoFan.com. It's an easy app to use. Check it out. Pick up your tickets in advance and get out. Watch some high school football. There's nothing better going on anywhere. I don't care where you live. I will see you Friday night. We'll be back Monday and Tuesday with the coaches' shows. Everybody out there, peace.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
We have a home at 225 Sainsbury Place.
Bring it.
We have automobiles.
Bring it.
I have golf clubs.
Bring it.
We have a trampoline.
Bring it.
I have jewelry.
Bring it. For all your home, auto, life, all your insurance needs, give us a call at 919-774-4440.
Come see us in person, 1720 West Everett Drive in Sanford, right beside Dexter Steakhouse.
North Carolina Farm Bureau is a proud sponsor of
Scholar Athlete of the Week Award.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Visit Randy and Jill Saunders or Kathy Thompson in Southern Pines or Seven Lakes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
If you've been injured in a car crash, the personal injury lawyers at King Law Firm will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm, we fight to make it right.
Buy your next new or used car the way you want to buy with the Pinehurst Toyota Smart Buy program. Visit PinehurstToyota.com and choose or build the vehicle you want. Try the Pinehurst Toyota Smart Buy. It's the easiest way to buy your next new or used car.
The Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Zaxby's Friends, Family, Flavor. With your host, Chris Delambert, only on the NFHS Network. Brought to you by New Image Media.